Donald Trump met with her parents. We're talking about a state that was decided by, a few thousand voters in 2020. And they wake up Sunday morning and they're reading about the former president, not the current president, meeting with Laken Riley's parents. What does that mean to people in Georgia?
Well, it's obvious that Biden doesn't care. He's allowed these illegal invaders to come into this country. And that's what they are. They're invading our country. They're coming here illegally. They're bringing with them crime, drugs. Women are being raped. Up to 70% of the women coming across the border have been raped multiple times. Think about the drugs. Think about the disease. Diseases we haven't seen here in decades all of a sudden come back. I'm an ER doc by trade. We're seeing huge lines of illegal invaders in the ER. People have to wait behind them and then pay for their bill. These people, 13 million eventually are going to be here in the 4 years. And you're talking about 15 congressional seats worth of people who are consuming, who are going to shift the next demographic census. And it's going to shift congressional seats back to liberal states who aren't even representing people who are here legally.
And we all heard last week in the State of the Union when President Biden called the suspected Laken Riley murder illegal, not once, but twice. And then he spent the entire weekend cleaning that up. Take a listen.
During your response to her heckling of you, you used the word illegal when talking about the man who allegedly killed Laken Riley.
An undocumented person. And I shouldn't have used illegal. It's undocumented. And look, when I spoke about the difference between Trump and me, one of the things I talked about on the border was that the way he talks about vermin, the way he talks about these people polluting the blood. I talked about what I'm not going to do, what I won't do. I'm not going to treat any of these people with disrespect. Look, they built the country. The reason our economy is growing.
Congressman, it seems like he's so focused on what he considers the proper way to refer to these people and not focused on the real issue at hand.
That's because he knows it's not good for the country. When you allow that many people in the country, anybody who comes into the country illegally, and then you gratify them by giving them free things, you reward them for skipping the line, and then you punish people who are trying to come here legally. Right. Here's the funny thing. The people who are the most upset about this are the people who did wait in line, who did it the right way. You want to talk about people who want to see the things done legally and in a right way? Those people have served their time, and they're irate that people get to come here, cut the line, consume, they don't pay taxes. And when it comes to their court case 2 years from now, good luck even finding them. And meanwhile, we've lost tens of thousands of children who are probably being child trafficked right now. Like I already talked about the rape. I've already talked about the human trafficking, basically modern day slavery of people who come across the border illegally and then are put into slave labor because they can't work legally, and they shouldn't work legally because that would be rewarding bad behavior.
Congressman, as a doctor, I just want to get your take on, and we had Roger Marshall, who's also a physician in the Senate. He joined us Friday morning. I just want to get your take on sort of the two Joe Bidens that the American people see. So we saw this high energy Joe Biden Thursday night, and then Friday morning, I think we've got the soundbite. He goes to Pennsylvania, his home state, and campaigns and tells voters that he wants to go back to Congress. Take a look.
In Pennsylvania, I have a message for you. Send me to Congress so that I can support this right, and I promise you, if we take back Congress, we will restore Roe v. Wade as the law of the land.
Okay, so what's sort of glaring to me, and again, I'm not a physician, is that he never realizes that he's made a mistake like a normal person would and then course corrects. He's, of course, not running for Congress. He was in the Senate for 36 years, but that was 15 years ago. He's running to be president again. He's running for re-election. Just as a physician, what'd you make of the performance Thursday night and then back to what we normally are used to seeing from Joe Biden over the weekend?
I'm not sure what drug cocktail they put him on. He didn't have a lot of energy. He was yelling a lot. Then he started to taper off and mumble towards the end. But if you look at the Joe Biden of 4 years ago versus now, it is night and day difference. He's deteriorating rapidly, not just his cognitive ability, but his ability to walk, to function, to be coordinated. But what worries me more than all that is still his policies. If you got rid of Joe Biden because of his cognitive decline, you still end up with Kamala. Kamala has the same failed policies. So the policies are what I'm really worried about. But there's no doubt in my mind, everybody can see it. He's becoming demented. He is not able to function normally. He does it over and over and over again, almost every single speech.
Okay. Congressman Rich McCormick, we'll be watching your home state, the state of Georgia, tomorrow. Thanks so much for being with us this morning.
My pleasure.